Welcome back, Marathon Freedom investors. I believe this is week 24. Remember, anything I say on here is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or trade. I'm strictly here on YouTube for entertaining reasons, which means I'm only on here to document my journey. So any mistakes I make is to be documented, and if I do have any success, you should say, "Hey, I like what you did. Let me go ahead and apply it to my life." But if you don't like it, say, "Hey, get down in that comment section. Tell me what you don't like, so I could be a professional trader just like you." All right, let's get straight into it. All right, my account's sitting at $15,232. Man, it's pretty good. We're at an all-time high. It's been a eventful month so far. It's been I think we had more down days than we did have up days. But we're back at our all-time high. Like I say, open P&L 1987.79, which is sitting at 17.88%. My cash balance is sitting at 21.24 and 50 cents. My market value, that's the total amount of money that I have invested in the market, which is 13,107.88. The reason why my cash balance is so high is because the market prior before this month was just going up and up and up and up and up. We had hit up to like 18.5% total highs in the market, and it's hard to put money in the market at all time highs. It's a good feeling to say that, but it's hard to put money in when your account's at an all time high because you don't want to buy stocks when it peaks. But at the same time, the thing I fight with in my head is the one thing I fight in my head is today's prices aren't tomorrow's prices. And the reason why I say that is because the prices I'm paying for the stock today isn't the price that I'm paying for the stock next year, 3 years from now, and 5 years from now. So why am I getting so caught up in trying to find red days? You know what I'm saying? It's like a contradict. I'm like contradicting myself, right? So let's go ahead and look at the profit and losses. First week, from the 1st to the 5th, we were up $81. Second day, $126. Wednesday, we had a negative $20 day. Thursday, negative $58 day. Friday, we had a negative $563 day. So as you see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we had over $600 negative that it just dropped. Then Monday, we had a recovery. It was $189. I'm not sure why it recovered. I think the barrel oil might have dropped it from I think 96 to 91. Right now it's sitting below the 90s. It's like 80 something right now. But I think oil dropped. That's why prices started going back up. Then all of a sudden, the 9th, it picked back up in the red. We had a negative $41 day. And then Wednesday, we had a negative $266 day. And then Wednesday going to Friday, I was telling myself, hey, we have lost a lot of money at that time. We were pushing roughly around, I think, 11-12% in the total account. Mind you, we were at an all-time high at 18.5. It went from 18.5 all the way down to 12, 13. I told myself, hey, if Thursday is going to be as bad as Wednesday, let's go ahead and put at minimum $500 in the market. I'll wake up the next day, Thursday, $423 bounce. I couldn't believe it. I was kind of upset that I didn't take advantage of Wednesday. And that's why that's why I said to myself, am I contradicting myself? Because why am I trying to find these red days when the market just keeps going up? But let's go ahead and continue on to the portfolio for the year. January was a green month. February, green month. March, we had a negative $358 month. That was one of our worst red months. April was one of our best gain months. We had made $1339.08. And in May, we made a modest $964. And in June, we've had a huge red, but we are recovering. Right now, we are $11 in the negative. Let's see if we can keep pushing it up. Shout out to SpaceX, new IPO, which is kind of like giving good sentiment to the market. All right. Let's go back to our assets and let's go back to our stocks. All right. Let's go ahead and run through this real quick like we do every week so we can go ahead and recap it. I can go ahead and give you a quick little conclusion of my thoughts, right? VOO, which is my S&P 500, open P&L 511.78. I'm up 8.92%. What I have invested in it is 5738.30. The total market value is 6250.8. And I have 9.15521 shares of VOO. Position where I like to keep it at is roughly 50%. Right now it's sitting at 47.73%. My average purchase price is $626.78. And the last price, if you would purchase today, closed at $682.68. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and say this. The 5th, the 9th, and the 10th were some of our biggest red days in the last 14 days. So if you see, I was purchasing on the 10th, a couple on the 9th, and a couple on the 5th. So I was just implementing more money. Every time the market went down 1%, I just put more money in it. 2%, put more money in it. 3%, more money in it. So the 10th is where I was like, okay, we're going to put some money in it. I put money on the 10th, and then I said, okay, the 12th, the 11th or 12th, whatever that Thursday was, I told myself, I said, hey, if this thing falls another time, I'm going to go ahead and put 500 at minimum. Could have been more depending on the drop. But I knew the market was going to bounce back because the market didn't fall based off of technology, nor a specific stock like NVIDIA, which is kind of holding the market up. So since that wasn't the reason why the market was going to red, I knew that the market was going to bounce back once we got good sentiment back in the market and people can go back and start putting their money back in. So just pretty much what I want to say is I am constantly putting my money in on red days faithfully, right? All right, SPMO, one of my favorite stocks. Open profit and loss, I'm up $895.34, which is 26.84%. What I have invested in the market is 35.28. What it's worth in the market as of right now, it's up 4230.62. I have 27.6746 shares of SPMO. I like to keep SPMO roughly about 30% of my portfolio. Right now it's sitting at 32.26%. My average purchase price is $120.52, and the last price, if you purchase it today, when the market had closed, was $152.87. And as you see, I was purchasing on the 10th, the 9th, and a couple on the 5th. SPMO. All right. SMH, Semiconductor ETF. My open P&L is 509, which is roughly around 49.77% up. With total value in my account is 1532.52. The total cost that what I've put in is 1023.24. I have 2.46255 shares of SMH. My position ratio is sitting at 11.67. I like to keep it roughly around 10%. The average purchase price is at 415.52. And the last price of where I purchased SMH was, the last price of SMH before the market closed was at 622.33. Can you imagine people buying SMH when it was like below $100 and not taking advantage of it, like buying it, being like, oh, I got 5 shares of it, 10 shares of it, and you're getting it at like $50 or below, and then now you're looking at it, you're like, dang, the last price is at 622. And I sold at like $200 when I only had 5 shares. Oh man, that should have pissed me off. All right, as you see, I brought some on the 10th, the 9th, and some on the 5th when it was in the red days. VXUS International ETF, right? This is actually a great stock, right? If you look at it like this international stock index fund, right? This is a great stock. Just to keep me exposure internationally. And the one thing I love about this stock is the price on it, man. It's $80. Well, as of right now, it's 85.94. And the fact that I'm just loading up on this, you know what I'm saying? At a 10, and I'm keeping it roughly at 10%. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm being real modest on what when I'm buying it. Like I'm not even like really being aggressively grabbing more shares. Cause I could really just go in and put $800, $850.94, or yeah, 850 dollars or $59.40, which will give me like what, 100 more shares of this, and literally I could just sit on it. And if you look at the last 10 years, year to date, by years of VXUS, man, this stock is giving back great returns. This stock, in my opinion, will be a $200-$300 share price, and it's giving out dividends. Now, it's not really much of dividends. I think it's giving like 8 cents, maybe on the fourth dividend of the end of the year. Maybe it might give out a little bit more. But the fact that I'm able to like load up on this stock at this price, I think it's a steal. You know what I mean? But let's get to it. Let's not get sidetracked. VXUS, I'm up $71.39, which is 6.98. Remind you, the average rate of year-to-date returns is 8%, and we're at 7 with VXUS, which is amazing, right? 10.94.67 is my market value. 10.23.28, which is what I have invested in it. I have 12.7376 shares. I keep roughly about 10% in my portfolio. Right now it's sitting at 8.34%. My average purchase price is 80.34, and the last price, if you purchased today before the market closed, was 85.94. And as you see, I brought some on the 10th, the 9th, and on the 5th. And that's VXUS. All right, so let me go ahead and conclude. Let me go ahead and say this, right? Because I was thinking about this before I made this video. Culture, right? Culture is everything. Culture exists, but it doesn't exist. And the reason why I say that is because we tend to follow other people's cultures, right? We go on YouTube, we step outside, or we just pretty much step in people's cultures within our environment, right? So if we think about what I'm saying is, when are we going to create our own culture, right? Investing, saving, hardworking, setting the bar, setting the standard, setting the tone. If we train our children to say, hey, you need to do this or you're not going to be accepted in society, we're really pushing our children to jump into a culture that's not ours, right? If it makes sense what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is this, right? Culture. If you're going to be an investor, create a culture, whether you're going to be frugal, whether you're going to be aggressive coach, whether you're going to be aggressive investor, whether you're going to be aggressive saver, whether you're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? But once you figure it out, fall in love with your culture. Because when you create culture, you create vision. You create vision, you got something to walk towards. And also you can share it. You know what I mean? So I just kind of want to just end it at that, because I just had that in my mind, like, man, how did I get here? And I just thought to myself, it's like, man, nobody cares really about my journey except for me. And I'm passionate about my journey. You know what I mean? And I sometimes think, okay, well, where would I be in the next 5 to 10 years? You know what I mean? If I continue doing what I'm doing. And nobody cares until culture allows, unless culture wins. You know what I mean? Like the market has to go up, my investments has to win. If people that say, man, it worked, what did you do? And I have to say, hey, I made investments. I created a culture where I became frugal, where I didn't aggressively invest, but I consistently, faithfully did it every single day, every single week. And these were the side hustles I did. So overall, culture, setting the tone, standards. And with anything we do, it doesn't even matter about investments, right? But I just wanted to leave with that one. I was just thinking about it in my mind. But hey, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you week 24 or 25. Peace.